Now, today is our first episode on debunking conspiracy theories regarding the Earth's shape. In this episode we are debunking FlatZoid regarding Professor Dave Explains. Thereby we deliver you how his Part 1 on his delivery that Professor Dave is incorrect, and how Zoid is quote-unquote correct. We will now get straight into the video. His interpretation of pressure is as if it were the alternative to gravity. In actuality, pressure is the application of continuous force by one body on another that it is touching, compression. As you can see, pressure is compression, and gravity isn't. You took 29 minutes, so let's skip to the 29-minute mark.
Familiar with your greatest hits, I just had to make one more video so that I could share the 10 things that all flat earthers say.
Okay, so everybody, you guys ready? The 10 things that all flat earthers say.
If you're a regular person and you haven't seen my other 2 flat earth videos, you may want to check those out first for a little bit of...
I like how it says if you're a regular person, as if us flat earthers are not regular people. No, we definitely are normal people. We just have the ability to think for ourselves. We don't go, globe, globe, you know?
Of context. But if you're a flat earther yourself, don't bother.
Wow, you just pulled these sheeple words out of your mouth, and paused the video just to say it. Proves how incapable you are of a respectful debate and argument, or debunk.
Directly to you throughout this video. Let's begin.
Guys, you hear that? He's going to be directly speaking to us throughout this video, but what has he been talking about? He's been talking about us, not directly to us, this whole video so far, and it's been a minute. Okay, just over a minute, and he wasn't talking directly to us, he was actually talking against us, about us. Does that actually show he's very intelligent, people?
Number 1. One extremely problematic side effect of taking the globe and flattening it out into a plane is that gravity makes no sense, and there is no reason for things to fall to the ground.
What? No, guys, this is something that all flat earthers say.
Yes, all flurfers like you, FlatZoid, also say it.
Nobody says this bullshit. Let's look at that again. I got it from the beginning. Let's see what to say.
To you throughout this video. Let's begin. Number 1. One extremely problematic side effect of taking the globe and flattening it out into a plane is that gravity makes no sense, and there is no reason for things to fall to the ground.
Sorry, flat earthers never ever say that bullshit.
He didn't even describe the bullshit you were saying, even yet. He was pointing it out, then later telling you about the density and buoyancy card.
The globe comes from the flat plane, not the flat plane comes from the globe.
No, the flat Earth projection is the equidistant azimuthal projection of the globe. This projection imagines a globe, flattened out from the perspective of the North Pole. That's why Antarctica is super warped. You hate to know this, but listen. The globe came first, not the equidistant azimuthal projection model, but the globe came first.
Dave, so sorry to tell this to you, but you actually have no clue. Already, guys, who is showing dishonesty here? He is. He's making up an argument. He's doing a straw man that doesn't even exist. So that's very sad. So he's making an argument that doesn't exist. So that's really, really sad. How can I put this to you? Gravity doesn't exist, not Professor Dave. The flat plane comes first and then the globe. So don't come and say, we say if you take the globe and flatten it out, then gravity has problems. No, 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 no. This is a globe strawman argument. Nothing to do with flat Earth, by the way.
Objects accelerate towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared. That's an indisputable fact.
Yes, and it's indisputable fact that we can prove its relative density disequilibrium. Ha! Weird, because this apple is denser than the air around it. It cannot support it, so it has to. That, by the way, is just an accumulation of different data points that gives that. So it's an approximation.
And it is also an indisputable fact that any acceleration requires a force.
Ah, yes. You guys heard that? Any acceleration requires a force. Last time I heard gravity is not a force. So you just debunked yourself, so-called Professor Dave. Relative density disequilibrium. has a force attributed to it. Unlike your gravity, it's not a force. How do you have acceleration again without a force?
To produce it. This is how cars drive, planes fly, people walk, cats jump. It's how literally all motion works. Even charlatans like the globe busters accept at least this much, which is why they go off on their rants about magnetic. In my previous video. But quite comically, most flat earthers don't even do this. Most of you address this problem by simply listing two words: density and buoyancy. Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but these are not forces.
Yes, they are forces. It's called pressure. Is pressure a force? Last time I checked, pressure is a force. Let's see. What is pressure? Pressure. Please do concentrate. Continuous physical force. What is density? It's a force. It's pressure. It's the pressure. It's forcing itself down. It's forcing through because the medium cannot support it. There's not enough pressure to hold the object up. There's no force. There's force, but it's not enough to be able to support it. Thus, it comes down. If I had to pick this up, I literally picked it up and put energy into the system. It's got potential energy now. There's not enough pressure supporting it down. You understand? It's not going to carry going up because I literally picked it up. I put energy into the system. It's out of its equilibrium. It's relative equilibrium. Now if I let it go, what's going to happen? I released that energy. It is now transformed into kinetic energy and it has gone down. What happens? It's a force. It accelerated due to pressure. Thank you very much, Professor Nod and Professor Dave. Let's go on. Hope you're all still with me. Busy going to go through and debunk this clown of, retardation.
Thank you for watching our first debunk video. It is not really a debunk, but it points out inconsistencies in text and speech. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow.